Nestled just below Baltimore's TV Hill and a few minutes north of the Inner Harbor sits one of Maryland's most award-winning distilleries. And with a slogan like Old World Distillation, New World Spirits, this is something we knew we had to check out.
That's right, guys. Welcome to Baltimore Spirits Company. We're about to take you inside to show you the ins and outs of their unique distilling process and finish off with a tasting of their award-winning libations.
This is Hops,
Grounds,
and Mash. Max, really good to see you. Thanks so much for having us.
Hey, Max, what's going on?
So, tell us the story about Baltimore Spirits.
We are a really unique distillery. We are really old school in a lot of ways. It's a really kind of old-fashioned, old-world distilling process, but at the same time, it's really kind of forward-thinking spirits. 10 or 11 years ago when we moved into the city, there was this brand new, vibrant arts culture that had really not been in the city for a long time. And you partake in a culture like that for so long, you want to be a creator, not just a consumer. Eli and myself learned to brew beer together a decade ago and did it for a long time and got really good at it. And Ian really brought spirits to us. We are true spirits enthusiasts, and that really drove the passion for kind of what we had to undertake to get this place open. But we're really passionate about doing things the hard way because people who are doing it the hard way are making the things that we're trying to live up to.
What kind of experience are you trying to give to your customers?
It was important that we always wanted to be a friendly neighborhood distillery. You know, we really focus on education because we've got, anywhere from 10 to 15 bottles on the bar at a time. There's a lot to talk about. Our Mezcal style apple brandy, which is the only one of those in the world, or even our Maryland Dry, which, people know what whiskey is, but there's a lot to talk about how ours is different.
One of those differences is the Belgian beer yeast selected for the fermentation process, known to produce an acidic ester profile with fruity, soft, mild, and creamy notes.
The flagship spirits of BSC, Epic Rye and Shot Tower Gin, have collected over 10 gold medals, including double gold and Gin Distillery of the Year, and those are just two of the many decorated spirits available for sampling.
So I gotta know, with so much personal investment, what's been the biggest reward for you since you started the business?
Last year, we started selling our spirits in California and Arizona and Nevada, Illinois, and Louisiana. That all happened within the last 12 months. That's a really good indication that you're doing special work. We want to rule the world with distilling. That's just, there's just no reason for me to deny that.
Is there something super unique about your distillery that maybe isn't anywhere else?
So we actually designed our own geothermal system, which we don't think is really exactly like any other. It is a really unique thing for an urban distillery to be able to harness geothermal power for all their cooling. It saves about 1 million gallons of water a year compared to cooling with water, which is what we did when we were operating on a really small scale. So I would say top to bottom, whether it's the products, the production, or even the kind of mechanical side of it, we are creative, solutions-oriented people.
I think we'd like to see the process. Can we go take a look?
Absolutely. Let me hand you off to my co-owner and head distiller, Eli.
What's going on, Eli?
Hey, how's it going?
Thanks so much, man. We certainly appreciate it. So can you take us through a little bit of what the process is here at Baltimore Spirits?
The first step is to mash the grain, obviously. So we put that grain in the mash tun, heat it up. If you don't do that, the yeast can't eat the sugar, and then you can't get alcohol. So we need to do that first.
Which is obviously the most important thing.
It's very important. We have to have alcohol to get more alcohol. So one of the other things we did here that we think is pretty interesting is we used open-top wooden fermenters. They look great, and you can see the fermentation happening.
Yeah, I do like that. Sure.
But also that wood is going to help you get a little bit of secondary fermentation.
It kind of looks like oatmeal.
It does look a lot like oatmeal.
Does it taste like oatmeal?
A little more alcohol. I don't know how you do your oatmeal, but yeah.
We can start the day off with that if we want to. That's pretty cool. Nice. So where does the process go after this?
So after our fermentation, we'll go over to the stills. We need to get the grain out of there. We need to basically take all of the alcohol out of that mixture. It's beer at that point, and so you got to get the alcohol out of there. That's called your low wine still or your stripping still. And that's where you run it through really quickly and you just get all the alcohol out of it. And then we put it all in here and we run it really slowly and we separate out the stuff we don't like, which comes off at the beginning. We keep the stuff in the middle and then we get rid of, we keep the stuff at the end, but we run it back through the still again. So it's called the heads, hearts, and tails.
How long does this process normally take?
So the first run only takes about 6 hours, but the second one takes about 13 or 14. You just heat that mixture up, and then as it gets up to the top, it goes down what's called the line arm, and then because our line arm points down, that means that anything that gets to the top of the still, any vapor is going to then travel down into your product. So yeah, at that point we have our white whiskey, our new make, proof it down, put it in the barrel, and then we let it sit for at least 2 years.
Well, let's go ahead and give it a shot. I kind of want to taste it.
I mean, I bet you do. So we're going to send you over to Ian Newton. He's going to run you through the tasting.
All right,
Awesome.
man.
Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Yeah, cheers.
Well, we finally made it over here to our favorite part, the tasting, and we're here with Ian. Why don't you tell us a little bit about what we're going to be trying?
Currently, we have a line of 14 spirits on the table. We're going to try on 3 that we think are pretty particularly special. And we're going to start with our Epic Rye. Our straight rye is the first rye made in Baltimore City in about 75 years. I think you'll find that Epic is drinking a little spicy, a little sweet. Let's have a little nose here.
All right. So a little nose there.
Oh, wow. That smells great.
Oh, that smells so good.
A lot of fermentation character, right?
Yeah, love it.
Shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Oh, that is delicious.
Was there cinnamon or something in there? Or like
Cinnamon bark is
Yeah.
a great note to pick up.
I taste that, yeah.
Yep.
So I feel like we have a second one on deck right now.
What we'll do is we're going to go for our Shot Tower Gin. Just to kind of clean this out. Nice dry spirit. Dry meaning there's no sugar in it at all.
Okay.
But it also sort of suggests that the finish is going to be clean and crisp. The character we're talking about that really makes our Shot Tower Gin itself is the jasmine flower, and then it's big floral jasmine on the nose.
Wow.
Bitter orange peel comes in really sweet both on the nose and on the palate. And we're going to finish nice and mild with a green tea finish.
Oh, wow.
There's not nearly as much really dark, bitter root that you might get in some really great London dries. This is what we call an American dry.
Well, let's give it a shot.
Absolutely.
Let's do it. The flavor on that is unbelievable. I taste that orange peel, the bitter orange peel. You can taste that, and it is absolutely delightful.
This is really good.
This is unbelievable.
You never fail bringing a Shot Tower gin and tonic to a party.
So I know we're up to our last one right now. What do we have to round this out?
All right, we're going to go to one of my personal favorites, which is our 1904 Ginger Apple Liqueur. This is a apple brandy flavored with ginger in the still, and it is sweetened with apple juice and a little bit of molasses. Nice, like tongue-coating molasses. Great for fall, but don't let it sleep on the summer. This goes great in Arnold Palmer's iced tea.
Oh, wow.
Oh, the smell of that. Oh, that's so
that is
good.
wonderful.
I get some, you said ginger in there?
Ginger is flavoring the spirit.
Yeah, a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
Kept me waiting long enough. Let's go for it. That is gentle. It's like candy.
So smooth.
It's like
Oh my
candy.
gosh.
Dangerous.
That is really dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You
know, it's funny because as soon as you said the iced tea thing too, like I can taste this in iced tea, like for sure.
And I gotta say thank you so much for everything. We certainly appreciate it. This has been a wonderful
Aaron,
experience.
Wes,
Yeah, thank you so much, man. Really appreciate it. Well, we had an awesome time at the Baltimore Spirits Company. Thanks so much for watching.
And if you'd like to check out their distillery, and you definitely should, all of the information and links you need are right below the video.
As always, when you share a drink with a friend, you should also share a toast. So, Wes, care to do the honors this week?
Here's to it, and from it, and to it again. And if you don't do it when you get it, you may never get to do it again.
Finally, guys, what's your favorite toast? Feel free to leave it in the comments below to have it featured in a future episode. And we'll see you next time on Hops,
Grounds,
and Mash. Max, what's going on?
So, tell us the story about Baltimore Spirits.
No.